All right, in this tutorial I'd like to show you how you can use polleverywhere.com. It's a free tool. You sign up with an email address, make sure you create a password you can remember, of course, and here's how it works. You can see I've made 11 different polls, and most of my polls are fun stuff. In media production class we watch a lot of videos, and so we vote on stuff. But you can also make it very content specific. So two ways that I'm going to show you here to use it are in your opening set to generate student interest and motivation for a particular lesson, and then also as a check for understanding, as a way to engage in continuous improvement. You can see what you did well in a lesson, at least a snapshot into what you did well and what you can do better. So I'm going to click on this poll that I've already created. This is for a lesson in computer applications class, where we start to introduce ideas about investing and we learn Google Spreadsheet along with that. So they vote on this question: which of the following would you rather have? So I have 3 different options, and the fun thing is, as soon as I activate the poll, it says as I hover, the poll is not active, but as soon as I do that, I can then send the students to this link. So what I do is I usually just post this to Google Classroom, and whatever poll I have active at the time, they can access that with the same link. So that's important because I'm going to show you how I would use this as an opening. So students vote on this, and the fun thing is, as students vote, they well, let me show you what they will see when they vote. So I'm going to copy that link and I will paste it over here so I could vote on my own poll. So here's what they see, and they would just check one of these, and I'll just check $100 per day for a month. So my vote is recorded, and if I go back to my poll right here, you can see that 1 vote has registered, and so those update in real time. You can choose to have these on the screen as they vote, although I usually show them after everyone has voted. That usually sways people from being influenced by how people are voting. So then we go through the lesson and we actually answer this question. So think of how that might apply to a lesson that you teach. Something that you might answer somewhere in your lesson, and we find out that the second option is by far the best, and then we go back and ask how many people voted for that, and yeah, they see if they got it right. At the end of a lesson like that, I might do something like this. So here I have my poll in creation mode. I have not yet finished this. All my info is in there, but right up here under poll question, from class today, which of the following terms was most confusing? This is just an example, probably not the best question I could ask at the end, but I'll know that if I get 90% of the people who don't understand compound interest, then I need to go over that again the next day. Maybe think of a different way to teach that. Find a different video to show them, or have some kind of an object lesson to help them understand compound interest. Or maybe I could think of a more pointed question that would help to find out what they don't understand. So I'm going to click on Create. So I am going to close this poll. I closed this poll that we started at the beginning of class just by clicking this right here. So that is deactivated. And I'm going to go to the new poll that I created, and I'm going to activate that one. So that's active now. I can go back to this link. It automatically refreshes. So if they leave that browser open on their screen, it automatically refreshes to the active question, which is kind of nice. So I'm just going to choose that compound interest was the most confusing. And again, you can see right away, because only one person answered, 100% of my students, which is only me, answered compound interest. I would know at the end of my lesson which was most confusing. So there's 2 ways that you could use Poll Everywhere. I'm sure there's lots more. In fact, you can create polls that have images as options as well. I've never used it that way, but I'm sure mid-lesson this would also be a great tool to make sure students are engaged in understanding what you're teaching.